Dear Donald, on a very on a serious level, uh, you claim to be a genius. You claim to be a like the most brilliant person in the whole world. Uh, how come? So why don't you? Why are the wars in the world and everything going on for this long? If you maybe secretly you weren't as smart militarily or politically as you thought you would be, as you claimed to be. And this talk about not boasting or it's telling people publicly, telling the enemy publicly what you're going to be doing. Uh, Maybe secretly you're not. Maybe publicly it's smarter to tell us all what we should be doing. Tell all the commanders Zelensky has what they should be doing. Tell all the. I mean, who do you want to win? Why don't you tell us which side you want to win in the first place? And then publicly tell those commanders what to do. Because by your accounts, just listening to you, you could fix Ukraine in a day. You could fix Russia or uh, the war in Ukraine or in a day, just by telling the commanders where to attack, how to do it, what to do. You could be saving lives and everything. Why don't you publicly do it? I mean, or unless you just want to tell us that it's just because in secret you're a genius and because you didn't end the wars in Syria, Afghanistan, or Iraq. Joe Biden did that. You didn't end those in one day, and you didn't tell us what you were doing. So really, you just continued those wars, and you keep claiming to have ended those wars. But in reality, on a level of somebody who was thinking, what should I do today? Should I stay in my room, focus on YouTube, give a speech to the Republicans that support me, to go on a radio and whatever? What have I not done yet? One of the things Donald Trump has not done yet is talk every day about which side he's on in the battle and how he would help that side win publicly on radio, like many of the people on that have taken the war seriously from a standpoint of people who are not actually combat combat hired to be commanders on the field or generals or soldiers. Some people take it seriously and say this is where these people are. Oh, this is what they should be doing. Why don't you do that, Donald? If you're so smart and you can end the wars, why don't you do that publicly on YouTube before running for president, before doing all this other stuff? See if people listen to you and see if your advice matters and if your advice. I mean, the people on MSNBC or Fox News don't do that. You claim to be the genius. Why don't you do it? And we'll see if if the commanders in Ukraine listen to you. If that's the side you're on, who knows what side you're on? Why don't you just take a side and try and direct the war? And you know what? I'll take if you want to. I'll take the other side since I think maybe I'm smarter than you. I'll take the other side, and I'll tell those commanders to do whatever I say to do after hearing what you say. You say what you want to do, and I'll give my commanders something to do from whatever side I choose, and then we'll see who's smarter and who actually is the genius. But it's not me who comes out and says you can't tell anybody publicly what to do, and I would fix this in a day. I would do that in a day. It's you who says I'm a genius. Secretly, I'm a genius. Secretly, privately, I'm a genius. Publicly, I don't state anything. I don't talk about anything publicly. It all has to be secret. It all has to be secret because that's where the genius is. It's secret. It's a secret genius, but it's there publicly. But the wars haven't ended, so somebody's got to ask you to do something publicly, speak publicly, and try to tell us what you think publicly instead of this private bullshit.